Literally start immediately. I can start immediately. How you like that, dude? We on it.
Big J and Lewis.
And you chilled with fucking the Dr. Green.
Didn't chill with them. Just, it was a small venue. It was fucking I didn't like Cypress Hill that much.
I love Cypress Hill.
Dude, Cypress Hill is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Where were you in the fucking early 2000s?
I don't know. I think I thought they're like juggalos.
Nah, dude.
That's what I always thought of
They're
them.
like Latino gangsters, dude, who like, they were like, that dude was talking about OG Kush back when like people were smoking middies, and he was like, he claims to only smoke OG Kush. I don't know how true that is.
I believe it.
Be real. He's like, I was one of the original growers of OG Kush, ocean grown variety. I've watched a whole interview with him where he talks about OG
He's the
Kush.
coolest fucking guy I've ever. I've never seen someone
sick.
that fucking cool on stage.
Basically like Ali G in real life.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and
awesome.
he was wearing a black tracksuit, and he was like, he looked like Louis C.K. I kept laughing so hard that he looked exactly like Louis.
He's like 50, dude.
I was like, damn, that's sick. That's where Louis is hiding. He's putting on glasses and a bandana, and he's fucking, hello, my name is dude. So we got there. It was right after a fair one. So I had like 2 or 3 beers during the show.
And you went right to the Cypress Hill concert.
Cypress Hill concert with Lewis and Jay, and they're just like, we should smoke a blunt. We should fucking hit the vape pen. And
you gotta pay homage to
So then, middle of the concert, some dude in front of me was like, you want to do mushrooms? And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. It was a pill. A mushroom pill.
Was it like
A capsule.
ground up mushrooms, or was it like
in a capsule?
Nice.
So
About a gram of mushrooms.
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's sick.
They were like, I was like, I'm kind of new to this. How much is this? They're like, nah, you're fine.
Yeah,
dude, I was fucked up.
Yeah, man. I was like a gram of mushrooms.
That was the best thing I've ever seen. I was high as fuck sitting there watching this guy,
Cypress
just
Hill,
like, yo, Cypress Hill is the shit, dude. It was so cool.
I fell in love with the Meat Puppets that way.
What's that?
Remember the band Nirvana covered a lot of their songs, like "Oh Me," Lake of Fire. They were all a lot of Nirvana's hits were Meat Puppet songs.
Oh,
so they were just this weird band. They were in the '90s that Kurt Cobain was really into. So I started listening to them, and I saw them in concert when I ate mushrooms, and I was like screaming to them, like, I was like trying to give them like all my stuff. I was like, dude, I have so much stuff.
Every song that started, I would go, oh, like, I couldn't stop smiling. I was like, this is the best shit I've ever seen in my life. And that dude standing out there, and then he took out, and at one point I was laughing. I was like, it's so gay that this guy's whole thing is like, I smoke weed.
I know.
Dude, you're 50. Shut up.
Yeah, dude.
If that was any other drug, I'd be like, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
Well, if he was up there like, I love drinking, I'd be like, okay, cool, man.
Yeah, nice, dude. Well, it was funny because that was like so fucking sick for him to come out in the early 2000s and be like, I'm high every day. People were like, whoa. Now it'd be like, yeah, a lot of people are high every day. It's not really a big of a deal.
Dude, it was, yeah.
Yeah, weed culture kind of sucks.
Yeah, except those guys.
I mean,
somehow
that guy's
they pull
sick.
it off. That guy pulls it off.
I'm split brained about it. It's like, it's tight, but then sometimes I'm always like, there's certain people who like make it like a thing where they're like Wiz Khalifa especially.
Yeah.
It's like, more I smoke, the more it's like, dude.
The one thing that was really funny was the opener bombed. And I was like, there might not be some, I don't know. There's like, there might not be a worse bomb in the world than a rapper bombing.
Oh my God. I saw it at an
like,
open
throw
mic,
your hands
dude.
in the air, and literally no one put a hand up. It was just like, oof. At one point I watched him, he forgot a lyric.
Oh.
And he was like,
You've never seen amateur rap before?
No.
I went to an open mic where they did it, and they were the same thing. They were trying to have like the hook catch, and like, yo, it was a song about lighters. He's like, yo, I don't leave the house without my lighter. I light my blunts with my lighters, and people were just like not into it, and everyone's just like, all right, this is weird. You're fucking talking about your lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fine line between like, you know, the rap that comes out, and it's a sad sight to see someone as like godlike as a rapper just like be like,
someone up there bragging about how fucking cool they are while bombing it was hard to watch.
Yeah. Be like, I'm the realist.
I started from the fucking bottom.
I think I'm the realist.
Damn, you guys are a tough crowd. He was like, they said if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Give it up, New York. And like 3 people were like, but yeah, then Be Real came out, and it was just like, and the other guy, the black dude,
he's sick in there too.
he was fucking awesome.
That guy's nice.
And they brought out his hat. They brought out they were like, from 1989. They brought it out in a case. He put on a fucking Cypress Hill bucket hat. I was like,
Jesus, dude.
This is insane how cool these guys are. And then Be Real took out like a fucking foot-long blunt and was like, yo, who's gonna smoke this weed? And everyone was like, I smoke weed. Everyone in the audience was like, weed rules.
That's awesome. Man. Who's gonna smoke this weed with me?
They were taking fucking blunts out of the audience, smoking with people. Like,
dude, that's awesome.
It was the coolest fucking coolest dudes I've ever seen.
Dude, no argument here.
Mid rap concert, the guy was smoking a blunt, singing into someone's cell phone. Like they were filming him. He walked up, took a blunt, and rapped into their
video
Snapchat. Yeah, dude, it was like, holy shit.
I mean, that's what's so bizarre about a rap concert is like it's not just a bunch of people on stage with instruments and like trying to play music. It's just a big persona thing where it's just like, I'm cool as fuck. You guys gather around and feel cool as fuck with me, and we're gonna do this shit together.
Yeah, dude.
That's when I was at a Drake concert. Everyone was just pretending to be Drake. There's 100,000 people pretending to be Drake in an arena.
Something corny about that.
Yeah,
but with real, I mean,
Be Real sick.
Might have been the mushrooms, but just seeing Be Real,
you got mystified,
dude. I was like, this is definitely the coolest guy I've ever seen. Be Real is the coolest.
You're
guy
not
ever.
wrong about that, though. That's the thing. I'm not disagreeing. Be Real has definitely figured out how to do that, where it's just sick. To if I could sit in a room where Be Real was just conducting the fucking affairs, I'm like, perfect.
Where Be Real was conducting affairs.
Yeah, where he's like, now we're gonna do this. I'm like, good idea,
dude.
Be Real.
Be Real's fucking shit. Also, it's so funny to be like Mexican cholos that are like into like dark. They're into like goblins and shit. Have you seen their like album art? Yeah. It's all like skulls.
It's always like Skull Mountains.
Yeah, and then they're rapping about weed.
Mexican
Makes no
cholos are
sense.
all about it's Halloween 24/7.
It is.
Dude. They
fucking-
love
yeah, muerte, dude.
spooky jokers, dude. They fucking love that
They
shit.
love spooky jokers.
I know.
That's Cypress Hill. It's just a bunch of spooky jokers. It was the funniest thing in the world.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that was a good night.
That's
that
a
was
fantastic
a good
night, dude.
And then, I mean, should we get into it?
What?
I ran into somebody this week.
Who?
His name's Joe Rogan, dude.
Oh my god, dude! Holy shit!
Wow.
I thought you were saying you pointed over here. I was like, Mashuli? I thought he was in North Dakota.
Joe fucking Rogies, dude.
Jesus, dude.
I sat in, saw the god operate.
He must be off the hook, dude.
His neck. That's all I could look at was how fucking thick his fucking head is.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that guy's the man.
Did you see? So the Instagram comments were so fucking funny from the one guy from your picture. The one guy's like, "Don't you guys talk shit on him all the time?"
Oh shit, really? Yeah, the Instagram comments were like, "Oh shit, are you in LA? Did you do JREs?" No, dude, I was a fan. I watched him basically. But
no, you should be like, yeah.
I know.
Look out for the episode.
Left it a little vague. I was like, nah, just chilling with Rogan, dude. You know me.
I don't really want to call it like a podcast episode what we did, but it's
he did Kumia's show, and I just sat there with Tommy.
Was he funny? Was he funny on the episode?
Yeah, he was exactly.
He was just
like,
hook.
bring up that video of these wolves. I was sitting there like, oh my god, this guy is fucking exactly who he is. Yeah, I had a real bitch opportunity. So the guy who runs Compound Media was like, "Hey, Rogan's going to be here on Friday if you want to stop by." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, definitely.
He didn't tell Tommy. I could have fucking sneaked Tommy out of it.
Oh my god,
could have.
He'd been so mad.
I know, and then post a picture with Rogan, just me and Rogan.
Oh
yeah, that would have been such a bitch move.
I was gonna Photoshop Tommy and put my face on his face.
Shut up, dude. Oh fuck! But yeah, that was. I was so happy meeting that guy.
That must have been so funny.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He just gave you a fucking hot ones up.
High five, fucking. What do you guys do? Awesome.
Damn,
yeah, dude.
That's fucking sick.
Rogan's the god. I mean, I talked to him for 30 seconds.
Didn't ask him.
What, if he was compromised?
You didn't ask him?
Thought about it.
You should have.
Well, the guy who ran Compound Media took the picture, so like.
He probably had.
I didn't want
Someone
to be a huge dickhead in front of basically my boss. Be like, yo, I heard you were compromised.
No, Rogan is the fucking man.
Yeah. He was, I mean.
I just wonder. I do still hold out my wonderings.
He was saying things that, like, he was saying, like, kind of motivating things where I was sitting there like, all right, man. I'm a fucking loser.
Did you ever
Like,
hear
shut up.
him and Aubrey Marcus? I think is a guy who co-owns On It, whatever. They're a supplement sports company. When they do a podcast together, it's just like it's straight up motivation 101, dude. Thug motivation.
They were like, "Oh, so you smoke weed?" Basically, they're like, "You get high every day." He was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Don't you feel like lazy when you do that?" And he's like, "Nah, that's just." He's like, "Weed motivates me." He's like, "Because then I start thinking like I don't want to be a loser, so I work hard." He's like, "Lazy? That's just lazy. That's not the weed. You're just lazy." I was sitting in the fucking couch wearing a fucking tracksuit dipping. I was like, all right, man. That's this guy's problem. And then he was like, I can't believe people smoke. He's like, what kind of, like, it just kills you. Like
smoke cigarettes, you're
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, and I was sitting there dipping like,
all right.
there's nothing wrong with this, Joe. Fucking chill, man. What, do you want to live forever, you idiot?
Yeah, dude. He actually does.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Well, that's a funny, that idea where people pay all that money to be like, cryogenically frozen, and they're like, all right, and then like they're gonna get the technology down. It's like, yeah, that's assuming like the country doesn't collapse in fucking 150 years.
Yeah.
So just because the science exists doesn't mean like,
and then anyone's gonna want to bring you back.
that's the truth too.
Like, anyone's gonna be like, we gonna bring this guy back?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring back Rogies. All I did was Fear Factor in UFC. Nobody in the future is gonna be like, we need this guy.
I know. Well, it's just funny to
Him
think
and
that
Ted
like
Williams.
it's just it's funny to think that like in 100 years they're gonna be like, all right, like that company's going to exist.
like, bring him back.
The infrastructure is going to exist.
Yeah.
Like, all right, as promised. Like my great grandfather had, and they're like, who? And you're like, I don't know, some dude
Some
he had a
fucking
podcast.
guy. I have no idea who he is.
He paid a fucking $1 million.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, just fucking
Like back then, that was a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, Rogies is that was a cool thing.
I'm telling you, dude, he's one of the few people I'd be stoked to meet.
Yeah,
It's Rogies, Neil Young. Be real. Fucking be real.
for sure,
I'm gonna
dude.
say be real.
I'm gonna make an effort to meet Be Real now.
You have
which
to.
Probably wouldn't be that hard.
You can meet Be Real.
His net worth's like $7 million. I looked.
You looked it up?
Yeah,
That's sick. That's a really sick network, too.
$7 million for
That's the
just
perfect
a
amount of
50-year-old
money.
rapper.
It's the perfect amount of money.
Yeah.
Too, if you people that get into having like $500 million, it's too much, man. It's too much of a headache. Having $7 million is
$7 million just being the man.
that's sick, dude. That's perfect.
I can't get over this fucking tracksuit he was wearing. It's just chubby. He looked like he just dad bod without, that's corny to say, but that's what he had. And then he was up there like his motions were fucking sick.
I mean, he's been practicing forever.
He was so fucking
That guy's
cool.
been practicing being sick for 30 years, maybe.
Yeah. It's
30.
paying
That guy's
off.
been professionally sick for 30 years.
It's paying off.
Of course, dude.
And then he fucking hit the drums at one point.
He can fucking hit the skins.
I was like, oh my God.
He can hit the skins?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I love how it's been 20 years of him just refining his sick technique, and he was just like, oh yeah, I'll just roll a 5-foot blunt, dude, and smoke it with everyone. Dude,
Yeah.
fuck, man. I went out, I don't even say went out. I got corralled into a social situation the last 2 weekends in a row to where I had to go out. No, it was this weekend. Was it? I forget. But I had to go out. I was bowling or some shit with Brittany's friends. And so I'm out. I don't know what the fuck.
You had to go bowling?
Yeah. So I go bowling. We're hanging out. I've met them before. We're cool. But like they they just bought us shots, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Did you take one?
Yeah, I had to. Some sweet. It didn't even taste like alcohol. It was just,
Yeah.
But as soon as I get that firewater in my system, bro,
You were firing. When was this?
like shit, man. Last Saturday, maybe.
Oh, shit. It was party time, dude.
Slightly, yeah. So then, like, I just start Cindy's like, well, we're gonna go out after this, and I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get drunk. I like ran home, grabbed like a weed vape pen, everything. Like, I was like, I'm just getting fucked
You got
up.
your supplies.
I got all my supplies.
You got your go bag.
I went home, instantly gobbled a weed gummy, grabbed my little go bag, and I was like, the only way I have to go dance, dude, at some fucking bullshit place. I'm like,
Oh,
fuck.
fuck. I danced last night.
I hate
Just
it, dude.
remembered that.
I hate dancing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I love it. I wish I was better at it, but I'm not. So I
You
have
love
to.
dancing.
I have to enter the fucking astral realm, dude, so I can dance in like some weird, shitty place. So we're sitting there. This was like her friend. The one friend's like a fucking dentist, like the
Yeah.
other guy's like a businessman. And I got caught. I didn't know you're not allowed to fucking vape in bars, dude. Someone's hitting my vape
hitting
pen.
a
This
vape
dude
weed
fucking
pen?
grabs me. He's like, "You got to get out of here." And I'm like, "Bro, you can't kick me out right now." I was like, "Please, dude."
There's no way he listened.
He did.
He
Let me in.
listened?
He let me in. I was like, I'll give you $100, bro. I didn't give him $100.
God damn.
I would have literally. I was getting like gulagged out of a double date. I was about to get disappeared out of a double date. I'm like, dude, I'll do anything, dude. Please, I can't fucking listen to this right now.
Damn, you would have gotten crushed.
Oh my god! But she still came over and was like, "What? The guy?" I was like, "Dude, please, dude." I might know my excuse was. I was like, "Dude, the battery's dead. I didn't even get a hit off of it." And he was like, "That doesn't matter. You're vaping." I'm like, "Well, technically, I didn't vape." And he was like, "Dude, come on." I'm like, "Please don't kick me out, bro." And he was like,
Wow.
He didn't kick me out.
Nice.
So yeah, so I got to stand in there and like, so I got to stand awkwardly for another 30 minutes in this place.
Thank God.
Dude, and like they had it to like, what happened? I was like, oh no, I was I was smoking a weed pen. They were like, all right, dude, and I was like, okay. So then I go home and I can feel it. You know when you're like, God, I'm gonna be hungover tomorrow. I'm like on the couch and I'm like, I put my babe to bed. She was just like absolutely fucking. Her battery had run out at that point.
Yeah.
I fucking put her to bed, and I was like, dude, this is a thing I've done the last 2 times I drank, where I just literally commit weed suicide. I just go in my little fucking freezer, pull out like just a reckless amount of edibles, and just gobble them, dude. And I just sit and watch fucking TV, and just I'm like, wait till it washes over me, and I just eventually I'm like. And then I just like somehow make it up. I was watching that show about time travel, so I'm like, I'm on like alternate.
Of course you were.
I'm on alternate timelines at like 3 a.m, just like, oh, because the guy kept going back in time and changing one thing, and I was so confused by the middle of it. I got up and was just like, I remember opening my fridge and just looking into it, and being like, shutting my fridge. I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm confused right now. And I just woke up that next morning, just like full Mr. Garrison head, just like.
And then the vest floats back up. Like
just waiting to get bitten by a shark. And then the moment one of those finally snagged you, it was probably like, no. Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, USS Indianapolis.
Does that captain have any relatives?
I don't know.
I might start sending him fucking hate mail.
Send him a hate mail. Be like,
your bitch ass granddad. Kill yourself, dude.
Yeah,
your grandfather's a fucking piece of shit, dude.
Pussy, dude.
He should have went down with the fucking. He should have locked himself in and went down. I think you're supposed to just like climb to the top of the ship and grab it and just fucking submerge.
Which is such a ridiculous. Imagine the first guy to be like, "Yeah, captain goes down with the ship." The captain's probably like, "What? Wait, what? Why are we starting that fucking tradition? That's a dumb tradition."
It's funny to think of the people who are like, "All right, that's what I got." It's like, what? No, dude.
Yeah, wait till the room's
just a job, bro.
When the room's on fire, you're getting the fuck out.
Yeah, this is just a job.
Yeah.
You totally leave. That's when people are like, can't believe those soldiers deserted. I'd be like, dude, first
why were
chance
they
I
out there?
fucking got, dude.
Get out. I deserted day 1 of boot camp.
We're
dude.
fighting a battle in the woods. I'm hitting a left, dude.
Yeah.
Peace.
I remember being a kid watching every war movie, be like, all right, I would fake dead there. I'd be like, I would lay there the whole time.
Dude, I've gone paintballing before. And they're like, charge the fort. And I'm like, fuck no, dude. Those things hurt. I'm going to sit here.
You're a coward at paintball. You deserted.
I deserted and went and got a roller burger at the fucking lunch truck, dude. Did you ever see those hot dogs or hot dog shaped hamburgers? It's called a roller burger. I had like 2 of them. A mask would fog up. I'm like, I'm getting a fucking roller burger, dude. This sucks. I'm gonna get a blue Gatorade and a roller burger, and I'll meet you guys back in the game. When I played paintball, I just sat in the back and just wait till my team would go in front of me and shoot my teammates. I just did friendly fire. I just wanted to shoot people in
You
paintball.
hit the old Pat Tillman, dude.
We started. That's when my cousin came from behind me and shot me point blank in the ass because I was just going pop, 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 and shoot everyone. Because everyone has masks. You're like a stormtrooper. No one knows who's who. So everyone's wearing the identical camo pullover and a stormtrooper helmet. So it's like you're just totally anonymous. And I'd just be like, and those paintballs when they take a good curve and hit someone, dude. So satisfying.
Yo, we had airsoft fights in college, and I shot my friend. He like was peeking around a corner, and I shot it. I watched it curve, hit him right in the face. It was really great. It was a really great.
It's awesome.
Stuck with me. It is very satisfying.
You see that thing go? Whoop.
Yeah. Bend it like Beckham, dude. Right into someone's face.
That's so fucking fun.
Oh fuck! But yeah, I'll be thinking about the Indianapolis for a while. It helps with my anxiety, my hangover anxiety.
Yeah, you just think about,
oh my
dudes.
God, I thought I had it bad, dude. Imagine floating
Check out some fucking
at night.
Someone put out a picture of like starving kids in Yemen. That's like the new thing now, where it's like the news hasn't covered.
I'm surprised. I thought they were eating well.
Dude, this
I
was.
thought they were feasting. No, I knew.
I've never
Yemen's
seen.
a shithole.
There was a lady who was. It was a little girl who was so starved that like like your armpits like indent up. Her armpits like indented into her shoulders and like her shoulders rolled back. And it was like holy fuck, dude. And the whole thing was like, why doesn't MSNBC hasn't mentioned Yemen ever this year?
What do you think that's about, dude?
I mean, it's obvious, dude.
What?
It's just two sides of the same coin. They're like, yeah, we like gay people. We don't like gay people. Meanwhile, they're both like, burn, 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 burn. Lay the oil pipeline. Distract the fucking peasants with bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it's fucking, my mom got all in my ass about voting today. I just went home. Hey, mom, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen you in a while. You're voting Tuesday. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, mom, stop.
Is she Republican?
Oh, dude, dyed in the wool. My father, your grandfather came over here. He never took money from the government. Actually, we did take a little Social Security after your mother, but it was nothing. And and I'm like, all right, man, I get it. She's like, what? Are you even registered? And I was like, I think I am. She checked me out. She's like, Green Party? What the hell's that? And I was like, oh fuck, I did do Green Party. She's like, what? What is this? The environment? You think there's global warming? I'm like, Mom, fucking relax.
You think there's global warming?
I started hitting her with how like capitalism's going to finally implode on itself. I'm like, Mom, we're going to be living on like an exoskeleton, just like a thing almost on like another planet. We're going to completely destroy the environment. It's not going to work, Mom. Capitalism. I was like, being a communist didn't work. Obviously, capitalism is a slower, controlled doom. It's going to fucking blow up on itself.
Hell yeah.
She was just like, don't be ridiculous. And I'm like, Mom, it's like...
You should have told her the sun was eventually going to explode. You should be like, the sun explodes, so it doesn't matter what party wins.
I know, dude. I was just like, Mom, there's, she's like, you should read about this. I'm like, that's the thing, Mom, I do. I read a lot about it.
You read too much about
this. I read a little too much about this, Mom. There's people who read way more than me and who don't watch just Fox News and are like, well, here's what's going on. Dude, she was just like... Anyway, you got to vote.
I got in a fight with my mom this week.
Dude, they get all fucked up right now.
Well, I think Venus is in retrograde.
Oh, for sure,
so,
dude.
Yeah, moms are wilding out.
It's a good time to schedule fucking elections, dude.
When Venus is in retrograde?
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing, too. People are like, you got to vote. It's really important. It's like, yeah, it's important for the political parties to gain power so they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like, it is important for you to vote. That way, they're like, come on.
Where are you headed?
What do you mean?
Well,
it's the truth of it.